So today I just closed on my first auction.com property and I've never been inside the house. I've done about 35 flips before, but this is my first one from auction.com. So I thought it'd be fun just to document the entire process. So if you're interested in buying an auction.com flip, you'll know exactly what to do. So a few weeks ago, I logged on to auction.com and I'd already registered as a bidder. But I saw there was a property in Aurora, Illinois, which is the second biggest city in Illinois, behind Chicago, obviously, on the far west side, which starts to get a little rural. There's a lot of cornfields out here. But it was a newer property built in 2013, and the opening bid was pretty low. I believe it was around $325,000. I went on, took a look at the comps. There was one that was just listed that appeared to be the exact same model. That was listed for $475, went under contract really quickly. Then when I looked back into 2021, there was some sales even higher, all the way up to $550,000. So, I mean, I could tell the spread was there. And while I can't go inside, you have to assume that if it was built in 2013, now assume it's not going to be terrible inside. So I went on auction.com. I believe that the bid was somewhere around $350,000. And the clock was ticking down and there was 2 minutes left. When it was about 1 minute left, I bid, and then the bidding is automatically extended another 2 minutes if you bid within the last 2 minutes. I was counterbid by the seller, and the next available bid I could make, including the buyer's premium, was $375. So $375,375. I made the bid before it got within the 2 minute window, and it said reserve was not met. So the clock kept ticking down. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. This is just gonna go back for sale again. And then it said going once, going twice, sold, and then reserve not met changed into reserve met. And I was like, wow, I had no idea I was going to win that. So I paid $375. I was kind of shocked. I didn't think that if the reserve wasn't met, they would even sell the property. But I liked the deal. I mean, don't know what's inside, but I took a ride out there immediately after, and the house looked great. The exterior was in amazing shape. It was definitely still occupied, but the yard was cut. There was actually a huge wrought iron fence all the way around the property. It looked really good. So I'm still not going to know what's inside for another month or so, but here's how I suspect, or at least hope, the deal is going to go down. Okay, so as you can see, I paid $375,375 for the property. I actually didn't realize this because most of the properties I bought at the sheriff's sale, they obviously do not do tax proration, but in Illinois, our taxes are paid 1 year in arrears. So even though we're in 2022, the 2022 tax bill isn't due until 2023, but they actually prorated me 2022 taxes. So I was able to get $8,000 back as a tax proration, which I wasn't really expecting, so that was pretty nice. I am going to have to do an eviction. In Illinois, it's a judicial foreclosure state. When you buy a foreclosure, they give you a document called an order approving, which allows you to go ahead and schedule the eviction. They will make you wait 30 days to get the owners out. If they're the owners, 90 days if it's a tenant. In this case, there already is an order approving. It went to the sheriff's sale, just sold back to Fannie Mae. So I know the document exists, and I believe the people living in the property are the owners. I don't see it's ever been listed for rent. So you got about $300 there. There was some recording fees. I'm gonna say past due HOA, $1,000. I had to pay the transfer tax, even though that's typically a seller charge, $1,126. So all in acquisition cost is about $370,000. Now the exterior is perfect. So, I mean, I can assume there's nothing to do on the exterior. The interior is a bit of an unknown, but all the other properties I've looked at in the neighborhood appear to be pretty nice. I mean, it's only from 2013, so I'm thinking for like a nice cosmetic freshening up, paint, carpet, maybe some new countertops, maybe paint some cabinets, I'm not exactly sure. About $25,000, I think that's doable. I mean, who knows, I could get in the whole place completely trashed. One nice thing is though, there are some comps up to $550,000 with a finished basement. So if the place is trashed, I can put in more money and finish the basement and increase the sale price. But right now, with interest rates rising, I feel like I'm going to have an easier time selling a property that has a cheaper purchase price without a finished basement than a super high-end house. So my goal is to not finish the basement and just keep the rehab cosmetic and minimal. I'm going to have some holding costs, estimating about $1,000 for utilities, $1,000 for insurance, $1,000 for lawn and snow. Right now, it's the end of September. I'm going to schedule the eviction next week, so I figure the people are going to be out beginning of November, say beginning to mid-November. Then we'll have to rehab the property. I would be totally fine with the rehab being done early January because, at least in our market in Illinois, it is very slow between Christmas and New Year's. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's. But once January rolls around, it starts to really pick up. So I think that timing could be perfect. I'd say this estimate is relatively conservative, but $470,000 sale price. The taxes are $10,562. The commission, I am a real estate broker, but I just have the buyer's commission and then a small fee my brokers will charge me to sell the property, so call it $14,000. Tax proration, this is the same thing I was saying in Illinois. So this is kind of on the high end if I were to own it all the way into June, but always want to estimate on the conservative side. Attorney $500, title about $3,000, survey $350, recording, just fees at closing $125, and then the closing fee. So to close this deal is going to cost me about $35,000. If all goes according to plan, make about $37,000. And I do think this estimate is relatively conservative besides the rehab, which is a bit unknown. But I'm going to film another video once I get access to the property. I'll do kind of a first look walkthrough and we'll assess from there and we'll see how good my numbers were. But I'm going to film the entire series from start to finish, auction.com. So if you guys do have any questions on flips, auction.com, how to do title searches, tax searches in Illinois, I'd be more than happy to help. There was one last thing I wanted to note. I'm really trying to increase my number of flips in 2023. I really want to do 20 flips, which I think is totally doable. So one thing I may do on this deal is put some debt on it. I have a local community bank who will lend me up to $250,000 on a flip at a 5.5% interest-only loan. So I'm gonna more than likely put a loan on this place, and that would increase my holding costs by, call it $7,000 or $8,000. But in the next video, I will let you know how that looks. But again, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to follow along on some of my flips and this auction.com series. Thank you.